There is no National Electrical Code, or NEC, article that specifically states that non-metallic sheet, or NM, cable cannot enter an electrical box knockout that is immediately adjacent to a stud. The NEC addresses the securement and support of NM cable, as well as bend radii and protection from physical damage, but it does not dictate the precise location of cable entry into a box relative to nearby framing members like studs. The common misconception may arise from a misunderstanding of general wiring practices and the need to protect cables from damage. Although the NEC does not prohibit entering a box knockout next to a stud, good workmanship dictates that the cable should be installed in a manner that minimizes the risk of physical damage during and after installation. When running NM cable, it is important to follow a few key guidelines to ensure compliance with the NEC and to maintain a safe and reliable electrical system. Firstly, securement and support. NM cable must be supported and secured in place to prevent strain on the connections within the electrical boxes. NEC Article 334.30 provides the requirements for supporting and securing NM cable. The cable must be secured within 12 inches of the first point where it exits the box and at intervals not exceeding 4½ feet along the run. Approved cable staples, cable ties, straps, or similar fittings designed and installed so as not to damage the cable can be used for securement. Secondly, bend radius. NM cable must not be bent too sharply, as this can damage the insulation and conductors inside the cable. The minimum bending radius for NM cable is 5 times the diameter of the cable, as per NEC Article 334.24. This requirement helps to prevent insulation damage and ensure proper current carrying capacity. Thirdly, protection from physical damage. NM cable must be protected from physical damage where it is exposed. NEC Article 334.15 addresses the protection of NM cable in exposed locations. If the cable is subject to physical damage, it must be protected by conduit, guard strips, or other means. For example, when running NM cable through unfinished basements or crawl spaces, it should be run through the center of the framing members or protected by running boards. Fourthly, box fill calculations. When installing NM cable in electrical boxes, it is essential to comply with box fill requirements. NEC Article 314.16 specifies the maximum number of conductors, devices, and fittings that can be installed in a box. Overfilling boxes can lead to overheating and unsafe conditions. Each conductor, device, and fitting is assigned a volume allowance based on its size, and the total volume of all items in the box must not exceed the box's smart volume. Fifthly, proper connections. All connections within electrical boxes must be made using approved methods and materials. Wire connectors, such as wire nuts or terminal strips, must be properly sized for the conductors being joined and must be listed for the application. Connections must be made tightly and securely to prevent loose connections, which can cause arcing and overheating. Sixthly, entering boxes correctly. When an NM cable enters an electrical box, a cable connector must be used to secure the cable to the box and protect it from abrasion. The connector should be listed for use with NM cable and properly sized for the cable entering the box. The connector must be installed tightly to prevent the cable from being pulled out of the box and to provide strain relief. While there is no specific prohibition against entering a box knockout that is next to a stud, there are practical considerations that might lead an electrician to choose a different knockout. Firstly, ease of installation. Depending on the specific installation, it may be easier to work with a knockout that is not directly adjacent to a stud. Space constraints might make it difficult to properly tighten the cable connector or to manipulate the cable. Secondly, minimizing stress on the cable entering the box through a knockout that requires the cable to make a sharp bend immediately upon entering the box can create undue stress on the cable. This stress can potentially damage the cable over time, especially if the cable is frequently moved or disturbed. Thirdly, future modifications. Choosing a knockout that provides more room around the cable can make future modifications or repairs easier. If additional circuits need to be added or existing circuits need to be altered, having more space to work with can save time and effort. In commercial settings, electrical installations often involve metal conduit and more stringent requirements for wire protection. NM cable is commonly used in residential wiring but is less common in many commercial applications where metal conduit is preferred for its durability and resistance to physical damage. In commercial settings, conduit is typically run through studs or attached to surfaces, and boxes are mounted securely to framing members. The installation practices are governed by the NEC, but the specific requirements may vary depending on the type of occupancy and the local building codes. The types of wiring methods used in commercial locations are firstly, rigid metal conduit, or RMC, which is a heavy-gauge steel conduit that provides excellent protection against physical damage. It is commonly used in exposed locations and in areas where the wiring may be subject to impact. Secondly, intermediate metal conduit, or IMC. This is a lighter gauge steel conduit than RMC but still provides good protection. It is often used in place of RMC where weight is a concern. Thirdly, electrical metallic tubing, or EMT. This is a thin-walled steel conduit that is easy to bend and install. It is commonly used in concealed locations and in areas where physical protection is not a primary concern. Fourthly, flexible metal conduit, or FMC. This is a flexible conduit that is used to connect electrical boxes and equipment. It is useful in situations where the wiring needs to be able to move or flex. Fifthly, armored cable, or AC. This is a type of cable that has a flexible metal jacket. It is often used in commercial buildings for branch circuits. The NEC provides detailed requirements for the installation of these wiring methods, including requirements for supporting and securing the conduit or cable, grounding, and bonding. The NEC also specifies the types of fittings and connectors that must be used with each wiring method. The use of proper wiring methods and installation techniques is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems in both residential and commercial buildings. It is always recommended to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector if you have any questions or concerns about electrical installations. Understanding the specific requirements for NM cable and other wiring methods is crucial for ensuring electrical safety and compliance with the NEC. While the NEC does not explicitly prohibit entering a box knockout next to a stud, careful consideration of best practices and potential physical damage is essential for a safe and reliable electrical installation. Always refer to the latest edition of the NEC and local building codes for the most up-to-date requirements.